Go.
Hi, Scott Orlam of Cinema Magazine. It is my pleasure to be talking to Zachary Quinto, not for the TV show Heroes, another new show, American Horror Story Asylum.
Yeah.
How interesting is it for you as an actor to come back to TV in a whole different parameter?
It's so great to come back to TV in this particular way, which is basically to be an ensemble member of a repertory company. You know, I did 4 episodes of American Horror Story last year, and then when Ryan told me what his plan was with the show, it was a real no-brainer for me to say, sign me up. I think it's really incredible what he's doing and changing the landscape of television in a lot of ways. So it's pretty thrilling to be a part of it.
Now, in this new version of American Horror Story, for those of you who may have seen the first one, we are now in an asylum, and we are now dealing with the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
So we have some
among other things.
But that's kind of where it starts in the horror.
It's an asylum, an institution run by the Catholic Church in 1964. So you're really also dealing with archaic social perspectives and philosophies and how those get executed and translated into real bad news for a lot of people, a lot of the characters that you meet on the show.
Let's talk about the word horror. What has scared you growing up? What was the movie or TV thing that really just scared the hell out of you?
There were different things. I mean, I remember being terrified by aspects of Willy Wonka, the movie with Gene Wilder, when they go into that tunnel on the boat, and I just feel like things that you wouldn't necessarily think would scare somebody filtered through the imagination of a child, it really has a different connotation. So that was something that really I remember, and I loved it. I loved watching it, but there were so many aspects, like the guy who comes to give the tickets. There's such a clandestine. Willy Wonka scared the hell out of me when I was a kid, but I loved it. And then
I could have dressed as an Oompa Loompa now. It's Halloween.
And I would have been
totally out of here.
But then, other things as I was growing up, I gained a real appreciation for horror movies, and I actually liked them in my teenage years. I kind of outgrew it. I didn't carry a fondness for genre films so much into my adulthood. But if it's a good movie and it's smart and it's psychological, and that's what drew me especially to this season of American Horror Story, or this version of American Horror Story, was that it is psychological. I think it doesn't take an audience for granted. It requires a kind of intelligent participation that exhilarates me.
And just a last question for you. Speaking of great stories, this guy has also been involved in a particular movie series called Star Trek. There'll be a new Star Trek coming out next year.
Sure will, yeah.
I hate to use this poor pun, but to slip the ears back on. I mean, to inhabit Spock again.
Yeah.
What can we expect this time around? How does the movie evolve?
It's just faster, bigger. We shot this movie in 3D and in IMAX, so the sequences are more daring, and there's a lot more action. I feel like in the first movie, we were all getting to know one another as characters, and in this movie, we're all kind of on our own arms of missions, and everybody's working together, but not necessarily in proximity to one another. So there's a lot more story, there's a lot more of an engine of suspense and danger, I think, in this film. Plus we have Benedict Cumberbatch now, which, is pretty exciting, and Alice Eve joined the cast, and all the additions to the film in terms of the cast were so exciting. Peter Weller is amazing. I mean, we brought some really cool people in to join us this time, so all of us had a blast and worked really hard to make a good movie, and hopefully that's what we've done.
Well, 2 great projects to look forward to, Zach.
Thanks, man.
Thank
Good
you
to
enough.
see you
Really
again.
appreciate
Yeah.
it.
My pleasure.
Scott
I'll see you
Orlam.
soon.
Until next time.
Thank you, guys.